Can you imagine a world where every goal is possible? Now, what if I told you it's as simple as locking a door? Before I came on stage today, I did something I do every single day. I locked the front door. And I can say with absolute confidence, that door is locked, which is important because my dad is sitting in the audience. Now, I didn't have to think twice about it, and I didn't have to put the lights. Anyway, the point is, I didn't have to wrestle with myself. I just simply locked the door, automatically. And that's because I've done it thousands of times. It's a habit. But before we start our habits, I feel it's important I answer the question, what even is a habit? Now, there are lots of articles explaining them, and they all come down to the same three-part simple structure. A cue, something that triggers the action. The behaviour, the thing you do, and the reward. Something that tells your brain that was worth it. Now, the reward is crucial, because our brain doesn't repeat actions that feel pointless. And here's a mistake we often make. We expect the reward to be the goal. We think, when I get fit, I'll feel strong. But the problem is, you may well feel strong when you've been lifting weights for 6 months. But that's a long, long time to wait. And can you stay motivated if you can't see the benefits for that long? So we soon lose motivation, and the worst thing happens. Instead, we get the feeling of shame. The feeling, I can't trust myself. I say I do things and I don't do them. And that's what kills motivation, habits, yet alone our self-esteem. Now this is where emotions are key, because let me give you a real example of this. There's a group of mums who work out together. On paper, it's just a workout, but the real reward is laughing, chatting, being together, and there's one more thing that helps, but I'll show you that in a sec. And here's the thing, the exercise is just a side effect, and that's why habits stick. So what's the solution here? 1, we need to focus on the reward, because let's be honest, being drenched in our own sweat isn't the biggest reward for everybody. If anything, it's a reason to stop. But you need to let your brain know that the effort was worth it. And the mums, they definitely understood that with this exercise. Thank you. All right, let's have a round of applause for the mums. Yeah. Movement doesn't have to look one way. I know it seems like everybody's lifting massive weights, running marathons, or taking part in high rocks competitions, but if you love Harry Potter, play Quidditch. If running seems boring but dancing doesn't, disco walk through the village, or take part in the Sunday salsa dancing. If gyms feel awful but adventure doesn't, go on a treasure hunt up a mountain. And if you want something completely mad, in the UK we chase cheese down a hill. We don't all have to run marathons, and we don't all have to run high rocks. And once you realise that we don't all have to do the same thing, and you start doing what you actually want to do, and remember to reward yourself for it, you'll build a sense of accomplishment. 3, build an identity around it, because that's what drives the behaviour. When it doesn't just become you, when it doesn't just become a goal, but rather becomes you. So instead of telling ourselves, I want to run a marathon, we need to tell ourselves, I'm a runner. Instead of, I want to write a book, we need to tell ourselves, I'm a writer. And that's the power of emotions. So, give the brain the feeling of winning, and not always big ones, not once you ran the marathon. Small ones. I hiked up a hill, I'll allow myself a sweet drink on the top, and to take a minute to feel proud of myself. That way, our brain thinks walking up hills is worth it. Think of it as training a dog to sit. The first couple of times, it just needs a treat. Then just a pat on the back, and eventually, it does it automatically. And at the end, when that habit is built, I promise you, the reward won't be the deliberate pat on your back or the sweet drink at the top of the hill. It will be the feeling of, I can trust myself. That when I make a promise, even a small one, I keep it. And that changes how you see yourself. And once that happens, habits stop feeling hard. They start feeling automatic, like locking the door. So here's one question I want to leave you with. What's one tiny action you could take this week that would help you guys begin a positive habit? Not the hardest one, and not the most impressive one. Eating a single raspberry with your breakfast, doing one squat before your morning coffee, or leaving your phone outside the bathroom. And when you do it, take a moment to feel proud of yourself. So, if we use emotions to make habits automatic, every goal becomes possible. Thank you very much.